So with the recent assassination attempt of Trump, now we have the head of the Secret Service stepping down, and Biden is likely already dead. So with this information, there's only one thing to do: buy memes. Dogecoin. Out of all the top 10 cryptos, Dogecoin is really the most uncompromised. It's not in some kind of legal skirmish with the SEC, and is not compromised by Wall Street, essentially, like Bitcoin and Ethereum are. Now, do I think it's a bad bet to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum? No, I think those are good positions to have. But my biggest worry is that they are at this point compromised. So, if you're buying the ETF, the spot ETFs for Bitcoin and Ethereum has now been approved, and probably those products are going to roll out tomorrow. But are you really getting, is it really backed sort of one-to-one? It's supposed to be a spot ETF product. If you trust that mechanism, maybe it is, maybe it's not. At the end of the day, with Dogecoin, it's essentially on every crypto exchange, and you can get it to self-custody wallets, whether that be a hardware wallet, whether that be software wallets, but you can have true ownership. There was no ICO of it. There was no, initial launch or something that was, it was not a fork of anything. And so it is an uncompromised chain, and it's really the only one in the top 10 as far as market cap is concerned. So that is Dogecoin. If you want to buy other memes, you could go for the head of the snake, you could go for Solana, you could go for Avalanche, you could go for Phantom. If you buy these layer ones and then all this meme activity below it, then you would have a position in that. And not a bad strategy, guys. But a lot of crazy events kind of in the last few weeks, obviously, and it's and really since 2020 we've had all these like black swan events, whether it be kind of like directly related to crypto or sort of adjacent to crypto related stuff or just economic related stuff. And it doesn't matter who, whatever gets put into power, we want to say elected. I don't really think the elections are a true kind of reflection of sort of how people are voting. But that being said, whoever they put into power, is we don't know who's in charge of this planet, to be honest with you. So it's very, very strange. But whoever gets put in, you're not ultimately going to stop crypto. Like, crypto can't be stopped. And I've said this to people over the years. They've always been worried that, well, what if they outlaw it? And at the end of the day, they really can't stop crypto unless they shut down the entire internet. So that being said, uncompromised chain in the top 10, and that would be Dogecoin. Because if you look at the others, even TON, there's a lot of positive things happen with the Telegram crypto that's TON, because of some of the play to earn stuff going on there. It's a suspected security or alleged security. BNB is an alleged security. Solana is an alleged security. All these things are alleged securities. Ethereum's been the one they've kind of whiffled back and forth with. And obviously Bitcoin was clear to go. That wasn't a security kind of from the get-go. Ethereum always had a question mark. But that being said, whether the SEC rules this way or that way, crypto is not going to go away. But all that being said, you do have some decent options that are sort of away from any SEC rulings or any sort of regulatory kind of stuff like that. And those things would be like something like obviously Dogecoin, Litecoin, Monero, those kind of things. But at the end of the day, they've just alleged that so many of these things are securities, that if you had a position and you self-custodied some of this stuff, I think that there's enough decentralization and the market cap is high enough with some of this stuff. People have already got a big position. There's probably not going to fall to the wayside. Now, some of the stuff that did get attacked by the SEC certainly slowed it down. Like, it slowed its price action down and potentially kind of finished it as a platform. I would say Library, which was a social media platform, when that got hit with the alleged security thing, that really seemed to sort of, kind of spin that one out of control. But at the end of the day, um, obviously there's like memes popping out all the time. There's sort of the political memes. There's the MAGA stuff. There's Trump related ones. There's like the Biden related one. That's kind of a Joe Biden one. Uh, but at the end of the day, and then there's some of the sort of legacy ones. They're trying to be very, very aggressive on their burns, and all these Doge knockoff essentially tokens, and you've got a lot of those and stuff like that. So the one that I keep kind of looking at again is the NENU, and the ticker is AI, but it has fallen to like 1780th or something on CoinGecko. And it's long tailing now. It hit a big peak and stuff like that. And if it went back to its all-time high, which it's on all these different layer ones, it's on Base, it's on Solana, it's on Ethereum, it's on BNB, so on and so forth. And if it could pump even back to its all-time high, that could certainly be a pretty strong multiple with some of these other pumping. But I don't. It kind of, we're probably going to have a little bit of a sell the news scenario with the Ethereum potentially, but that could be trading as early as tomorrow. But at the end of the day, guys, you know, really, I think we're a year out from a year to a year and a half from the peak of this crypto boom. Sort of had this first leg, this resurgence, but I do kind of expect some other downside potentially. But once there was assassination attempt on Trump, it was like, people were like, you know what, he survived this, he's going to win. I don't think he's out of the woods. They're going to keep coming after him. And I think they're going to go after Robert Kennedy Jr. as well, because they've tried to act like he doesn't exist. He's still there. The Democratic Party is not going to really kind of bring him back into the fold. So he's going to do his own thing, but he is polling. They don't sit there and talk about this, but he has a lot of support and a lot of votes, and you see this online. You see the engagement on Instagram, you see it on YouTube, and Robert Kennedy Jr. in the United States is way more popular than a lot of the mainstream media is trying to lead on. And we've seen this before. We've seen this before with third-party candidates, and again, we don't know who's really in charge. Even if you say that Joe Biden was incompetent, and they had this kind of Biden administration war on crypto, and so if we saw he falls out of fold and it looks like Trump was going to win, if it actually did come down to people's votes, then that would maybe be positive for crypto, because he sort of came around on this crypto thing, and I think that he started to realize it's a popular thing, and probably Vivek Ramaswamy, he's probably had in-depth conversations with him about crypto, and he saw that one of the popular things that Robert Kennedy Jr. was saying is that Robert Kennedy Jr. was positive on crypto comparative to Trump and Joe Biden. And so sort of Trump picked up on some of these popular kind of talking points of Robert Kennedy Jr. And sort of went forward with this basket of talking points. Now, that being said, I'm not making light of all the situation at hand. Obviously, this Trump assassination attempt is serious, and I think they're going to be coming at him and looking for another route in to eliminate him on a weekly basis. And they've likely deleted Joe Biden as well, and they'll be likely looking to eliminate Robert Kennedy Jr. because he has too much of the popular vote, which he could really disrupt the election kind of from that standpoint, and this is going to be harder for him to cheat. So that being said, whoever gets elected, crypto is a worldwide thing. Obviously, you're not going to stop it, and the only way to stop it would be to essentially shut off the internet. So which is harder and harder to do on a daily basis. Now that we have, again, you have satellite internet, you have all these you know, obviously the fiber connections and stuff going to various different countries, and you have Starlink, which is like 100 satellites or something like that that are in low Earth orbit. So again, harder and harder as time goes on to shut off the internet, therefore being harder and harder to shut down crypto. Buy Doge. Not financial advice. What do you guys think? Follow me on all social media at Brian Phobos, YouTube, Instagram, Steam, at Twitter, Hive, D2, Blur, everywhere. See you guys.